Namaste, yogis. I hope this video finds you well. In this video, we are continuing the exploration of Vīrabhadrā, the fierce avatar warrior of Shiva, and the poses dedicated to him in Hatha Yoga and in Primal Movement. In Hatha Yoga, you might know Vīrabhadrasana 1, 2, 3, the humble warrior, the reverse warrior, and so on. Today, we are learning Primal Warrior 1 from Primal Movement, each warrior having its own flow. Primal Movement, created by the amazing Liz Arch, is a fully embodied movement experience that weaves together yoga asana, martial arts, and self-healing qigong to balance yin and yang energy and bring the body into a state of wholeness using your internal medicine known as qi. In yoga, this is called prana. I call it the light. So get ready to ignite your light on the mat as we move through Primal Warrior 1 and the element of fire. All right, I'll see you in a second. All right, yogis, join me in Wuji stance. Wuji stance, empty stance, or what is known as the void, is the opening stance for Primal Movement. So join me with your feet just past hip distance. We're going to fan out the toes and suction cup the feet and give a little buoyant shake to make sure that joints are not locked so energy can travel. So once you've given yourself a little shimmy shake, start to plug into the moment by what is in tactile contact with the earth. In this moment, it is our feet. So we're going to begin to suction cup the feet, activating ankles, plantar fascia, and then really creating a foundation for the shin bone. With the knees slightly bent, we're going to take the coccyx and tilt it down slightly. Now, if you have an anterior tilt like this, we want the tailbone long. And if you have a posterior tilt, we're going to arch a little bit so we're in a neutral place for the spine. So imagine that there is a pendulum on the root chakra and it's pulling you down. And there's a bit of resistance as if you're going to stand up and walk away, but you don't. Right? So really feel the roots going down and in. And we're going to line up head over heart, heart over pelvis. And again, we're finding this little curling of the frontal hip bones toward the low rib, just ever so slightly to activate core. And really ground into this position. Tuck the chin back just a little bit, drawing ears back in space. And feel the length in the neck mirrored in the low back. As above, so below. You can sway like a tall building, moving as one piece. So as we lean into the heel, we feel the frontal body muscles kick on. And as we shift toward the toes as one piece, we feel the back body. See if you can find the happy medium between the two in the center of the foot, lining yourself up like a constellation. And as you find your drishti, your gaze, your focal point, you can close the eyes and have that focal point at the third eye, or you can keep the eyes softly open and pick a point, preferably not moving in front of you. And really allow the eyes to soften and deepen as you look toward the drishti. So coming into the moment by what touches earth, where the eyes go, your energy goes. Where the energy goes, the life force goes. So finding these first, and then once those are found, feeling into the body and begin to illuminate this shape with your breath. Ujjayi pranayama, that oceanic wave-like yogic victorious breath that brings the mind down into the body. So as we fill up this shape with our chi, our vital life force, in yoga this is called prana, I call it the light, we begin to really come into the present moment. So dragging breath gently along the back of the nose and the throat, relax the jaw, soften the lips, and allow the tongue to merge with the roof of the mouth, activating the ren and du energetic circuits that run down the central column known as the sushumna. So as the tongue merges with the roof of the mouth, draw your mula bandha pelvic floor up. And at the same time as the feet, mula bandha, tongue, crown of head rises as we root down and in. So pausing here and just really marinating in all those cues. With the drishti in place, the bandhas in place, ujjayi Ujjayi in place. Let's come into practice together. Exhale fully. Dragging breath, inhale through the nose. Dragging breath, exhale through the nose. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Continue with the Samavriti yogic wave-like breath, equal parts breath, inhaling and exhaling. We come into a variation of the opening tapping practice. So this is called knocking at the door of life. We're going to cup the hands and turn from the waist and really ground the feet. So this torque that we create in the central column begins to warm and wake up the body as we knock at the door of life, waking up our chi. Ribs. You can sigh. You can let out a moan. Sounding is always welcome. Getting out stress. You can flutter the lips with a horse flutter. I'm a lip purser. Some people chew on their thoughts. I purse my lips. So regardless, we're just creating space in the jaw, the lips, and the face so energy can travel. Swallow gently. Make sure the inner column of the throat is relaxed. Lung and kidney. So the arms are the last result of the turning and the torquing of the waist. So we're not leading with the arms. They're the end result. Or ribs. And you can really turn and even look over the shoulder if you prefer. You can lift the foot if that feels good and you really want to get in there. So find what feels good to you. Hips. Slow it down and shake it out. From here, we're going to come right into shaking down the tree. We're going to lift the heels and start to tap them at the same time. And as we do, we're going to start to flick the wrists straight down. So we're not alternating, right? So I like to add sound because I carry a lot of tension in my upper shoulders, throat area, and jaw and lips. Humming is fantastic. Big sighs, right? So we're clearing out energy and cultivating energy at the same time. So shaking down the tree, or what is known as opening the 7 gates, you can think of the chakras, is a wonderful way to illuminate and begin to wake up chi, cultivate it, and harness it throughout the body to the peripheral, which would be the crown of the head, the fingertips, and the toes. And this prepares us for movement. So shaking down the tree is typically done anywhere from 3 to 8 minutes and becomes an exercise in and of itself. You can wake up this way when you get out of bed and just shake off the day before, and it really illuminates the body. You feel very effervescent and it prepares you for your day. And at the same time, when you come home after a long day, or maybe you're feeling a little stuck or sluggish, or you have a lot of stress, this is a way to get it out of the body and prepare you to go to sleep. And it's the same with the emotions. If you have heated emotions, this gets it out of the body. If you have stuck emotions, this helps move energy through the body. And the heel drops calibrate the energy from the ground to the crown of the head. Super loose elbows, super loose wrists and ankles. Just a few more seconds here. So you can think of animals in the wild that escape a predator, or you can think of your pets when the fireworks are going off outside. They tend to tremble and shake because they're getting fear out of the body so that it doesn't stay and create dis-ease. Now, this is a variation of the primal movement warm-up, which is a full tapping practice and rolling of the joints. If you'd like to see that video, you can look for my tapping into the power video in my video library. Sound can be whispered, or it can add strength, right? Good, we're here for 3, 2. Now, returning to the Wuji, feel into the body. What has shifted? You might feel like you have an energetic glove around your body, like Mickey Mouse hands and legs. This effervescent, humming, vibrational quality is the chi, your vital life force, your internal medicine, and what I call the light. And when you shake like this and do the heel drops, a grounding technique, you can really feel the energy. And the longer you shake the tree, meaning you, the tree, the more you can feel. Let's exhale all the air out of the body, and we're going to pull down the sky. Hello, Yogi Babbitt. Inhale, the arms rise, drawing this energetic bubble around the body. Shrug the shoulders a little bit, turn the fingertips in, and then we ground the energy down into earth. Measure the breath. Inhale, long inhale to Father Sky. Reach through the rib cage, fingertips turn in, and then ground that energy back down to Mama Earth. Really active feet, your bandhas are in place. Inhale, Ujjayi. Exhale. Very nice. Place the hands at heart center. We're going to step to the top of the mat. And as we stand in presence, in Samastitihi, let's create an intention around our inner warrior and the element of fire, which is what Primal Warrior 1 represents. So each element has asanas and in primal movement certain flows that assist in creating synergy and balance for the organs associated with the element, the emotional, mental, and physical themes around that element, and helps to balance the body. So creating an intention around your inner warrior, your passion, your drive, your purpose, your joy. Create a theme around one of these topics associated with fire. Good. Take a big inhale, breathe into it. And a big exhale, send out that intention through the breath. Good. Softly blink the eyes open. We're going to lower the arms, turn the biceps out, and really feel the backs of your shoulder blades move in to support the heart and widening of the collarbones. Exhale all the air out of the body. Inhale, bring your biceps to your ears, Urdhva Hastasana. Give a little shrug and a hollow belly, and then turn the fingers out. Exhale, out and down. Spiral the biceps out. Inhale, maybe you look up and the hands can touch. Exhale, chin down, arms down. This time, inhale, arms going up. Touch the prayer perhaps, and then exhale, arms open wide. We bend the knees as we travel to fold into Uttanasana. Now keep the legs bent here in this first Uttanasana. Press the fingers into the ground and let the head dangle and nod yes and no. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Pause and lean into the toes, stretching backs of legs, active feet. Good. Exhale, fold down and in. Are you going to claim my mat, Yogi Babbitt? Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. And then exhale, we're going to step back. Lower the knees for cat-cow. Let's spread the fingers, tuck the toes. We're going to arch the back and look up. Exhale, press and round. Dig the fingerprints, your paws, your claws, your talons into the ground. Inhale, arch the back, look up. Exhale, press and round. One more time, inhale and exhale. Good, come center. We're going to sit the hips back to the heels and take a moment here to sway the hips like a cat that's going to pounce on something. Suction cup the palms, creating what is known as Hasta Bandha, drawing the earth element up through the palms and into the body. So as you're about to pounce, swaying those hips side to side, grounding the hands, you're opening up the plantar fascia in the feet, getting the toes ready for positions like Anjaneyasana, plank, and so on. Opening up that liver meridian in the big toe, which can be murder for people with a tight big toe like myself. Good, come center. We're gonna come into what is known as the lion and the lioness. Grab the hands, we're gonna circle clockwise. So go way out and back. Inhaling forward and exhaling back like a lion that's looking at the prey or the pride, right? Circling here, warming up ankles, wrists, toes, and hips. You can really get into it. You can undulate the waist, and your circles don't have to be as big as mine. Focusing on breath, do what feels good as we warm and wake up the hands, the feet, the fingers and toes, and essentially forearms and shins. Good. 3, 2, and 1. Sit back, look forward, and then reverse the direction. Inhale forward, exhale back. You can get the neck involved, but really focus on your ujjayi as we continue warming and waking up. Ground your fingerprints, and you want to press into the inner portion of your hand to protect the wrist, staying out of the pinky side so much so we're not bowing out and lifting the first index finger knuckle, which can dip the weight out to the sides of the hands. 3, 2, and 1. Now lift the wrists as you sit and draw the rib cage in. As you bow, look between the hands, look between the feet, pressing hands, and wrap the elbows down. Pull the frontal ribs in and feel the stretch across the back body. Take a big inhale. And then exhale. Come into the first downward facing dog. We're going to come onto high tiptoes. Fan them out. Now, how high up can the hips be? If you feel the sway back, pull the ribs in a little bit, hugging them into the back body. Hollow your belly. We're going to press evenly through the hands as we bend the left knee and descend the right heel and have a soft bend in that knee so we're not locking out. And that's where energy gets stagnant and stuck, and we also can feel pain in our low back. Good. Lift high onto tiptoes and switch legs. Bend right knee, send left heel down. And really try to suction cup the feet, even if they don't touch earth. Good. Pressing through that Hasta Bandha in the hands. Start to slowly pedal the feet and wrap the elbows down. As you wrap elbows down, really feel the broadening in the upper back and the opening in the trapezius area where we can hold lots of tension if you have text neck and things like that. Let's shift forward to plank to build strength. Knees can be up or down. Now really look at the hands. See the first finger and thumb, which look like 2 L's facing each other. Squeeze the forearm and wrap the elbow back without overdoing the elbow. For my hypermobile people. Give me 3 breaths here as we continue warming and waking up, pressing heels away from crown of head. Inhale 1, exhale. Inhale 2, exhale, belly draws back. Inhale 3. Exhale, lower the knees, look up, elbows draw back, and we lower to the ribs. Point the toes, roll the shoulders back, press all 10 toes on the ground, lift up to a high cobra. You can have a little hug of your glutes, create space in the neck, and then lift up and on a pointed toe bow, sit way back, hands are flat, my baby, and take a bow. Really claw the fingers forward, extending the lumbar. Take a big inhale through the nose, audible sigh out. Downward facing dog. Now, as we arrive in this downward dog, fan out the toes, create that soft bend in the knee, and really send the rib cage toward the thighs. Chin tucks in and back with the ears lined up with the biceps and the elbows point down. Press the hands, start to sway the hips gently as you suction cup the feet. And if you can keep the hands steady, you can really feel how the muscles in the shoulder girdle and in the pelvis and in the side waist are connected. And then settle. Good. Hug those ribs in, hollow that belly on the exhale, and give me 3 more breaths here. Inhale 1. Squeeze the forearms toward one another. Exhale. Soften your jaw. Inhale 2. Find your drishti as you exhale. Inhale 3. Exhale. Good. Let's pedal the feet and walk the feet to the hands, toes spread and touch. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, bow and fold in. With a flat back, rise all the way to stand, prayer touch, and then draw the prayer down to the midline, to the heart. Samastitihi, new present moment. Ground your feet. Inhale, arms rise, prayer touch. Exhale, dive it all the way down, and the hands press as you fold in, hollow the belly. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana, lean into the toes. Exhale, step back to your plank, grip the floor. Use the toes, shift forward. Lower, you can do a half chaturanga or all the way down. Cobra or upward facing, legs relaxed. So this is mixed levels, so do what feels good. You can go over the toes or move through a bow and find your downward facing dog. Take a big inhale through the nose. Open the mouth and sigh it out. All right, coming into the Primal Warrior 1 flow. We're going to step the feet together. Coming into a three-legged dog, lift the left leg and bend the standing leg so we really get into this calf muscle. Now, when you look up at the toes, up the top leg, flex the heel and turn the toes slightly in, which is going to drop your outer hip and lift your inner thigh. So we're neutralizing the hips. Press down and away, really press through both heels. Take a big inhale. Lift high onto the bottom tiptoes, bend the top knee and bring it to the nose. Exhale. And then round the back so much it gives you space to kick the foot forward. Now, if you feel like you're on a tightrope, widen the right foot. So now you're on train tracks or a pair of skis. We're going to fly the hands back like wings. Arms are straight, palms are facing one another. Widen your stance. The knee should be right over the ankle, and you can watch that foot working. Now, exhale all the air out of the body. Inhale, rise all the way up to the crescent pose position. Glance down the cheeks, make sure you can see your big toe, and then exhale, bow and swing the arms back. Inhale, rise up. Exhale. You can even do it with a sharp exhale, arms fly back. Inhale up. Cut the air, exhale. One more, inhale. Exhale. Good, pause here. Bring the biceps to the ears, get long through the body, heel to fingers, and then push down and rise to your Anjaneyasana. From here, we're going to take a big inhale and make fists. Exhale, we're going to bend the bottom knee and bring the fists to the hips. Sweep the arms up, straighten the back leg, and then exhale, bend slightly, fist to hips. Fists of fire, right? We're working with the element of fire. Inhale up. Exhale, fists of fire. Inhale, exhale. One more, inhale, and exhale. Inhale, arms up, crescent pose. Exhale, hands to the floor, step back to your plank, shift forward, lower, full chaturanga if you choose. Inhale, upward facing, Urdhva Mukha. You can move through the bow or over the toes, downward facing dog. Take a big inhale and an audible exhale. Step the feet together, left leg rises. Flex the foot, look up at the toes. As you bend the standing leg, so we're not locking that out, we're going to turn those top toes inward to drop the outer hip. Lift that leg and flex through both feet, pressing down and away with the hands. 3, 2, and 1. Take a big inhale. Lift high onto the bottom tiptoes. Bend the top knee as you bring it to the nose in an angry cat position. Really press the floor away, which gives you space to kick the foot forward. Now, open that left foot out. Widen your stance so you're on your skis. Suction cup that foot and fly the arms back like wings. Exhale fully. Inhale, we rise to the crescent. And then exhale with a sharp cut. Audible exhale out of the mouth, dip down and fly your wings back behind you. Inhale. Exhale. Good, one more. Clearing your path, cut it. Rise all the way up on the inhale. Make your fists, bend the back knee, slow exhale, fist to hips. Inhale, back leg lifts. Exhale, fist to hips. You can exhale out of the mouth to release heat. Inhale, exhale. And notice my hips and shoulders are in alignment. One more like this. Inhale, exhale. Good. Inhale, rise up. Anjaneyasana. Exhale, hands to the floor, step to the plank, shift forward, lower to your version of Chaturanga. Inhale, your vinyasa, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, transition through a bow or over the toes. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Take a big inhale through the nose. Open mouth and sigh it out. One more breath. Inhaling and exhaling. Good. Bend the knees, gaze forward. Walk, step, or hop it to the top. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, bow and fold in. Inhale, with a flat back, we rise all the way up. And then exhale, remembering your intention. Samastitihi. Pause, feel the heartbeat. Good. So in astrology, the fire signs are about passion as well, especially Leo, which rules the heart space. And in the element of fire, we are focusing on joy, which Leo is associated with joy in the heart space, passion and drive. Fire is also athleticism, that is your Aries, and part of your purpose, your drive forward toward the horizon and courageous intention, Sagittarius. So we're channeling fire sign energy as well as the fire element. And so again, just feeling that heart pounding and beating, that is fire moving through the body. All right, exhale fully. This time inhale, Utkatasana, sitting the hips back. You can lift the toes and shave that shin bone back. Have a little space between the knees and then really reach the tail long as you hollow the belly. Take a big inhale. Exhale, we fold down and in, bow the head. Inhale, halfway lift. For those that want, you can step or even jump back to a Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. We meet in downward facing dog. All right, Primal Warrior 1 again, but a little different. Step the feet together. We're going to lift the right leg. Bend the top knee, open the knee out to the side, glance under the right armpit. Lift the left, stretching that front body, and then square off, point the toe to the sky, and again, lift high under the tiptoe as you bring the knee to the nose, and then kick the foot forward and find the space to ground the body. Fly the arms back like wings, and this time we'll be more fluid with it in a bowing crescent. Inhale, rising. Exhale, flowing back. Inhale, rising. Exhale, flowing back. So fire is blooming. You can think of a flame almost flowing like water, if you will. Inhale, rising. Exhale, back. One more like this. Inhale and exhale. So it can be sharp. Inhale up or more flowing. So in martial arts, fire is like chopping, really fast, sharp movements, pounding, etc. And so you can take the blooming or you can do a sharp cut. Now for the fists of fire, this time we're going to keep the back leg straight the whole time. And we're going to do an audible ha sound out of the mouth instead of a soft exhale. So it sounds like this as I bring my fist to my hips. Ha! Yeah. Inhale, rising. We'll do 3. Exhale. Ha! Inhale. Exhale. Ha! One more. Exhale. Ha! Inhale, arms rise up, biceps to the ears, and then exhale, hands to the floor and step to the plank. Shift forward and lower. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha. Other side. Let's step the feet together. Left leg rises. We're going to bend the knee, open it out to the side, and look under that left armpit, lifting the right at the same time. Now try to reach the heel to the glute on the right side body, stretching the front hip. Good. Square off, point the toe to the sky. Exhale, bring the knee to the nose, and kick the foot forward. Create the space between the legs, anchor your feet, and fly. You can think of your arms even like swords. Fly your arms back. Good. Inhale, rising up. And this time we bow and flow. Inhale. So notice my exhale, my ha is soft. Inhale. Exhale. So sounding can be used softly or more aggressively. Exhale soft, and then rise all the way up to the crescent pose position. So when we come into Fists of Fire, we're given permission to really use our voice. We're not always given permission to yell, correct? So from here, really letting that ha sound. Ha in Hawaiian, which the creator Liz Arch is Hawaiian, the creator of Primal Movement. Ha in Hawaiian means breath of life. So using that breath of life, we're going to take a big inhale and then really use your voice. Ha! Letting that ha out as you draw the hips back aggressively, or fist to hips back aggressively. Inhale, arms up. Let's do 3. Ha! Inhale. Exhale. Ha! One more. Inhale. Exhale. Ha! Inhale, arms rise. And then exhale, hands to the floor. Step to that plank. Shift forward, lower. Inhale, open that heart. Lifting, Father Sky. Exhale, shifting back. Mama Earth. Good. Give me 3 breaths here in your Adho Mukha. Inhale, 1. Exhale. Inhale, 2. Exhale. Inhale, 3. Exhale. Good. Shift forward to your plank. We're going to lower the knees. And we're going to come onto the back and lie down to give just a little stretch to those hips. So let's hug the knees into the chest, pausing here, rocking side to side. And then come into what I call the dead bug position. We're going to lift arms and legs up. Bend the knees so you feel the kidneys go into the earth, and then allow the backs of the shoulders to hit the earth as well. So instead of a shoulder stand or even a modified one, in this day and age with text neck and rounded backs, unless you have eyes on you, I feel like it's so much safer to be in the dead bug position. So from here, we're going to start to shake everything. Shake out the wrists, and notice if you look a little like this, if you're a little stiff, soften the front of the ankle. We can hold so much tension there, which travels up to our knees, right? And if you want to hold the mat, if this is more stable, really get in there. Really feel the quads jiggle. Really feel the transference of energy, shaking out those ankles and wrists. And again, the more you shake, the more you can feel in the end. It does become work. Good. Shake it. 3, 2, and feel. And that tingling, effervescent quality is your chi. And it feels good to drain both arms and legs. I'm getting mauled by mosquitoes. If you see me fanning, that's what's happening. They're just brutal out here. All right, let's circle ankles and wrists. Again, opening up the periphery helps to open up the body. So ankle is the neck of the leg, wrist is neck of arm, our neck is neck of body. Good. Let's hug the knees into the chest, rock side to side. And we're going to come into thread the needle. So first, let's take the hands on the edges of the mat, push down and away to lengthen the lumbar. And then using leg strength, we're going to flex the top foot, and we're going to lift the top leg and really drive the knee into the ankle, bringing the shin close to the chest. Now, once you have the leg strength, really sending that knee into the ankle, reach through, you can grab the shin or the back of the knee and come into your full thread the needle. If you want a more advanced position, you can always extend the leg and hug your knee into the chest and find the inner thigh spiraling down to the ground. But whatever you have chosen, start to cultivate your ujjayi as if it were aspirin or medicine, and you're sending it down to lubricate and untether and untangle any tension in that right hip socket and the glute area. So use your right elbow, press that inner thigh away from you, and feel the space you just created in your neck, as well as in your glute and in your hip socket. Soften your jaw and swallow gently. And even here, you can close the eyes, finding your drishti at the third eye, or even at the sky. Maybe you can pick a cloud like I am. Or you find a point on your ceiling, whatever it is, and just feel the eyes soften.
So we stare at screens all day, and when fire element is out of balance, that can really sharpen our gaze, and it creates red eyes, tension, headaches, and so on. So allow the eyes to soften, even be dreamy-like, but still present. Good. Release and change sides. Grab the edges of the mat. We take the left ankle on top of right knee and lift the right leg. So the weight of that leg as you bend it in, flexing top foot, pressing down and away, using the edges of our mat to create space in the lumbar, really helps to open up that glute, activate the core, and then reach through and take your full pose. Use the left elbow to press that inner thigh away and really start to lengthen your ujjayi. So in the yang portion or the heated portion of class, which is the opening into the full class, as we begin to cool down, we're coming out of samavriti, which means equal part breath, where we're breathing like a metronome. And this becomes an anchor for the practice, the breath work, the ujjayi, in a rhythmic fashion that takes us from pose to pose and can open or close the body, expanding and contracting and so on. We start to come into the cooling yin portion of the class by lengthening our exhale. So deepening inhale and a longer, twice as long exhale. Give me one more breath here in this left hip. And exhale. Good. Let's come into the last dead bug. We're going to shake it out. And then find a happy baby. And just letting the legs rock. And then hug the knees into the chest. Let's cross the ankles. Grab opposite ankles, chin to chest, rocking forward and back. You can even float to a pretzel and play with your balance. And then come to seated. Good. Let's bring the hands to heart center and just for a moment feel the warmth of your practice in your prayer. Sitting tall, rising out of the pelvis, creating length in waist. Crown of head rises, neck is coming out of the collarbones like a turtle coming out of the shell. This time, close the eyes, let the drishti be at that third eye, and allow the eyes to go deep within. And we talked about in astrology how the heart represents Leo energy and is associated with joy, right? Fire element for Aries is about courage, being the leader. And for Sagittarius, it's the visionary and the shaman, right? The fire of knowledge. And the fire of travel to the horizon, abroad with big vision. So regardless of whether you're practicing with the Chinese 5-element theory in the fire element or even astrology to balance certain aspects in the body mentally, emotionally, or physically, fire is about your drive, your passion, your blooming open. And in this practice today, whether you were bowing or blooming or chopping with the arms, or using your voice, right? Being permission to make sound is deeply healing, right? We are cultivating the fire, creating more joy within. I hope you enjoyed your Primal Warrior 1 flow. Prayer to the third eye, honoring your intention. Inhale, gazing up to Father Sky, and exhale, bowing into Mama Earth, honoring your fire and your Primal Warrior 1 with intention. Om Shanti, everyone. I hope you're enjoying this warrior series. In the next video, we will be working with Primal Warrior 2 and the element of metal. All right, yogis, I'll see you then.